Hello and welcome to Scientific Goal Achievement, how to set and achieve any goal in your life. I am Shane Ram and I'm so excited to share this information with you on this program today. And I can say that goal setting really had an impact in my life. Now, there's a lot of information on goal setting out there. You can find thousands of articles on the internet, thousands of programs, but did you know that only 5% of people in the world have goals and only 1% have laser-focused goals? So I want to explore why is it that with so much information out there on goals that only 5% of people actually have them. Now, you see, whenever there's a lot of information, repetitive information, we tend not to take it on too much. We tend to take it for granted. But I can tell you the ability to set and achieve goals is really a fundamental life skill. Anything that you want to achieve in any area of your life, the ability to set goals are very, very important. So I'm going to share some good information with you today, in my opinion, and I really hope that you take it and apply it, because it's really very fundamental to all success in your life. And I don't want you to fall into that trap of another goal setting program, another program on goals. And that's really what the difference is with successful people and people who don't achieve where they want to achieve in life. And it's really that successful people get good at what other people find boring or mundane. I'll repeat that. Successful people get good at what other people find boring and mundane. And goal setting is one of those things. All successful people that you'll ever read about would tell you about goal setting. So I really wish that you take this information that I'm going to share with you today and apply it to your life. I had mentioned earlier that goal setting really had a profound impact in my life. And this happened, however, later on in my life. And it wasn't that I didn't know about goal setting before or I didn't hear about it. I had a really good friend who kept employing me to write down my goals, and I really didn't listen. And I can tell you what I know now today about the ability to set and achieve goals. I wish that I had listened to my friend early on in life. But the challenge was that I was having some success. And many times having success could really prevent us from being as great as we can be. And I want to implore you not to fall into that trap. You might be having some success in your life, but I can tell you, with the ability to have a vision, have a big dream, put it into goals, and I'm going to share with you 10 specific criteria that you must have for a properly set goal in this program. That's the emphasis on this program. So again, if you're having success, it could be a blinder to having even greater success. And one of the fundamentals to really moving your life along, moving your business along, moving your wealth along, moving your career along, moving your relationships along, it's really the ability to set and achieve goals. So I don't want you to fall into the trap that I fell into about goal setting. So you'll be very fortunate to have this information wherever you are in your life. And certainly for me, not listening to the information that I had shared with me earlier, I found myself in a place where I didn't think I would be. I thought that I would be further along when I stopped at a point in my life and reflected. I said, why is it that I'm not where I thought I would be? And through introspection and going to a lot of personal development programs on goal setting and many other aspects of life, I really found that the thing that made a big difference was learning the art and science of setting and achieving goals. And this is what I want to share with you today. I want to relate a story where early in my career, I remember going to a conference, and one of the sessions were on something called BHAGS, B-H-A-G-S, which stood for Big, Hairy, Audacious Goals. And I remember thinking, why would I want to go to a program like this? That sounds very weird. Big, hairy, audacious goals. But I can tell you, based on what I know now, I wish I had gone to that session, because right now I have some big, hairy, audacious goals, but it took me about 10 years to be able to get there. And one of the reasons why I'm excited to share this information with you is so that you don't take 10 years to get to where you want to be. You don't take 10 years and realize that this is not where I want to be. So I really implore you to stay right through to the end of this program, because I'm going to share with you 10 specific must-have criteria for a properly set goal. A little bit about me and why I might be a little bit qualified to share this program and information with you. So I'm the CEO of HR consulting and coaching company called Step HR Consulting. I'm also the founder and creator of Scientific Happiness, a program to help you to find your purpose and turn it into profitable business and have happiness and fulfillment in all areas of your life, be it physical health and wellness, your emotional life, your relationship life, career, business, and finances. I'm also the creator and founder of Don't Settle for 7. And this really is about getting your life to the highest potential. It's about creating impact. It's about the legacy that you're going to leave. And most importantly, living at a higher level of consciousness. I'm also a property investor and author of a book called How to Get Success to Start Chasing You instead of you chasing success. Now, I've had over 18 years experience primarily in the field of human resources and business management, and I've worked with over 6,000 people from over 70 different countries. So I think I understand what drives people, and I've worked in many organizations and spoken closely with a lot of people. So what I'm sharing with you is what I've gathered over working with a lot of people from all over the world over a long period of time. I also have a master's degree in strategic thinking from the Heriot-Watt University and a master's degree in e-business from the University of Surrey. Now, the information that I'm about to share with you, I've shared with a lot of people, and a lot of people have used it to have tremendous success and transformation in their lives. You can find out a whole lot more about the testimonials if you were to go to www.shaneram.com/testimonials. But today I wanted to read one from one of my favorite clients who had a lot of success using this information that I'm about to share with you, this system, this art and science of goal setting. And her name is Diana, and she said, and I want to read for you, using Shane's goal setting system, writing down the goals led me to a journey of discovering who I am authentically. Setting my future goals brought to the surface the person that I needed to be and always knew was hidden inside of me. Shane held me accountable for every aspect of manifesting courage, clarity, and confidence in myself, and to thrive instead of just survive. I have met 3 of my 4 goals. Lost 40 pounds, started my own business. This goal setting exercise has empowered me to take responsibility for my future. I look forward to the rest of the journey. Shane Ram is an inspiration to myself and my family. In order to get the most out of the information I'm going to share with you, I want to encourage you to do the little practical exercises that I've incorporated into this program. The most important thing about the information that I'm about to share with you is when you are able to practice and put into effect the information that I'm going to share with you, because if you don't take the information and utilize it, it will really be useless to you. And I know that you are investing your time in this program right now, and I really want you to get a return on your investment of your time. So it's really important to put into action what you get from this program. So let's jump in now into the core of the program. And again, we're going to be sharing with you 10 critical criteria of a properly set goal. So I want to run through them quickly so that you have an overview of what they are, and then we will go into detail with each of the 10 criteria. So the first one is called your goal. We need to ensure that the goals that you have in your life are really what you want to achieve and not necessarily what other people might want you to achieve or what you might think of doing to fit into society and prove yourself. That's very, very important, that the goals that you set are the ones that you really truly believe are your goals. Number 2 is that your goals should be specific. Now, I know that you would have heard this a lot in your life, but again, it's very, very important that it is specific. The third criteria that we would look at has to do with the probability and believability of your goal. And really, it's about you believing in your ability to achieve the goal. A fundamental problem that a lot of people make with goal setting programs, when they do something like this, they go crazy in thinking that, wow, I now have the secret to success, so I'm going to literally go and set some big, hairy, audacious goals when you haven't learned yet the fundamentals of it. And belief in the achievement of the goal is very important. So if you set something that is outside of your reach, you are not going to have the belief, and the goal is not going to become a reality. The fourth criteria that we're going to look at has to do with put in a time or a date for the completion of your goal. That's very important. A goal without a date is not really a goal, it's just a wish. The fifth criteria is to ensure that you have your goals written down or drawn out or have a picture of what your goal is. Many times if I ask people if they have goals, and they would say yes, and I say, show me. Show me where your goals are written down. And I can tell you a lot of people, most people, don't have their goals written down. So that's very important. Then number 6, we're going to look at the importance of writing your goals in present tense. You would have heard begin with the end in mind before. So when you're writing your goal, it needs to be written as if it has already been achieved. 7, it's the emotions. This is something that is not really spoken about in goal setting. Having the right emotions that will propel you to achieve your goal, or even the emotions that you will have when you achieve your goal. Because at the end of the day, what we're all trying to achieve is an emotion, a feeling. Think about it. If you were to think about a goal that you have and you were to ask yourself, why do you want this goal? And you might arrive at an answer. And then you ask the same question, well, what would that do for you if you were to achieve this? And almost everyone I've spoken to, the words come out their mouth include I feel, always include I feel. I will feel fulfilled. I will feel accomplished. I will feel purposeful. So emotions are very important. And then number 8, challenges. When you are on your road to achieving your goals, you're going to have challenges in achieving those goals. And it's very important to be able to anticipate what those challenges are, because it will be easier to deal with them as they come up. Very, very important when you're setting up your goals. Number 9, celebration. It's important to celebrate your goals and even the milestones that you achieve on your way to achieving your goals. Very, very important. It's very good for the brain. The brain loves positive stuff. So if you're able to achieve your goals and you celebrate, the brain starts to get accustomed to celebrating and will work towards creating events so that you have a lot more celebration in your life. And number 10, the price. What is the price that you're willing to pay to achieve your goal? We are going to have to make sacrifices on the way to achieving our goals. So at the start, it's very important to understand the price that you're going to pay, what you're going to give up. in terms of money, in terms of time, in terms of investment, for example, to achieve your goal. It's very, very important to be very clear about those things before you start on your journey to achieving your goals. So those are the 10 critical criteria for a properly set goal. So to get started with the program, now I want you to think about one goal that you want to achieve. And in any area of your life, it could be business, it could be money, it could be finances, it could be your relationships, it could be your health and wellness. So I want you to pick one area of your life where you think that you want to make a change. One of the little exercises, and you can do this now, is to help you to figure out where you might want to make an improvement in your life. And what will help with that is a little bit of self-analysis. So what you can do now is, with your pen and paper that you have in front of you, you can list down some areas of life. Okay, the typical ones tend to include your physical health and wellness, your emotional life, your relationships with a significant other or a family member or family members, your career, your business, your wealth and finances, maybe your spiritual life. So on a scale of 1 to 10 now, what I'd like you to do is to rate yourself on your level of happiness and fulfillment with that area of your life, with 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. So if you're completely miserable with that part of your life, then that's a 1. And if you are blissful and happy and totally contented with that area of your life, give it a 10. If it's somewhere in between, you do your truthful self-analysis and give yourself a score. So you can press pause now on this program, and when you're ready to continue the module, you can press play again. Again, the exercise is you are listing the different areas of your life and giving yourself a score from 1 to 10, where 10 being the highest and 1 is the lowest level of satisfaction. So complete that and join me back on the other side. Great, I hope you had luck completing that exercise. A lot of people find that it's really very revealing to do a self-analysis. So I hope that give you a good picture of where you are in the various aspects of your life, and it can now help you to figure out where you want to make a change in your life. Now you might want to make it in several areas, but I want to strongly suggest that for the purpose of this program, to just pick 1. It could be anyone: business, wealth, family, relationships, health and wellness. You pick 1 and write down what you would like to achieve in that area of your life, and then we will apply the 10 critical criterion to a properly set goal and improve your goal and get you on your road to achieving it. Fantastic. So you have your goal set out in front of you, and we're going to help you improve it so that we set you up for success, and at the end of this you will have a properly set goal. So the first criteria really has to do with looking at your goal and really asking yourself, is this really what you want? Is this a goal that comes from inside of you? Is this where you would have a strong desire? Or is it something that you are doing to please someone else? It may be a family member, it may be a parent, or maybe just to fit into society. And I have found that a lot of people do set goals in those areas or for those reasons, and they're still miserable, even at working on something that is not really theirs, not something that they feel that they particularly would like to achieve. So think about it. Think about your purpose in life. What is your vision for your life? What do you see? Remember, you are in control of your life. So look at the goal that you have written down and really ask yourself, is this your goal? Are you going to have a burning desire? Are you going to have the inspiration? Does your goal inspire you? Does it come from inside of you to achieve it? If yes, great. If no, then I really strongly encourage you to revisit your goal and write down what you would really like to achieve in this area, and then we will move forward. Awesome stuff. I really hope that your goal is something that you really want to achieve, something that is personal to you, something that you will be inspired to go out and achieve. So let's now apply the second criteria, which is specific. Is your goal specific? Another way to think about it is that, is it exact? If you have a money goal, for example, did you write down the exact amount of money that you would like to achieve? If it's a health and wellness goal, did you put down the exact weight that you would like to achieve? Did you put down the exact dress size that you want to achieve? Did you put down the number of times that you want to exercise per week? Whatever your goal is it specific? Is it exact? Really important way of thinking about it, or a helpful way of thinking about it, is that, if you were to take your goal and give it to a stranger, will they know if you would have achieved your goal or not? So that's how specific it has to be. If someone who does not know you at all look at you and your achievement, will they be able to say that you would have achieved your goal or not by the way that you would have written down your goal? This is you want to be very specific about your goal, so much so that you want to describe it in terms of the vision. What are we going to see? What is someone going to see when you have achieved your goal? So think about it that way. How specific is it? Can someone see specifically what your goal achieved looks like? Okay, and if what you've written down is not specific, now you want to press pause on this module and go ahead and change it. Ask yourself, is it specific? Is it exact? Am I writing down exactly what I want? What is it going to look like when I have success? What is a perfect stranger going to see if I have achieved my goal? So spend a few minutes and ensure that your goal is specific in as much detail and all the areas of the goal as much as is possible. Great stuff. So we now have a goal that you are really passionate about and you are specific about it. The third criteria, and this is really very important, is what is the probability of you achieving that goal? Do you really believe that you can achieve that goal that you have written down? This is very important because a lot of people, when they do these goal setting programs or hear about stuff like this, and you're told you can be and do and have anything that you want, that's true. Everything is possible. Anything is possible out there. But the important question, is it probable for you based on what you have been doing over the last 3 months, 6 months, 1 year in that area of your life? If you haven't been working on a business, it's really impossible to start a business and go from 0 to 1 million in 1 year. Is it possible? It is, but it may not be probable for you based on the work that you have been doing. Maybe it is, but what I'm saying is that it's really very important that when you look at your goal, that you believe that you can achieve it. If it's not believable, if it is not probable, you are not going to follow through on the actions to achieve your goal. Okay, so take a couple moments now and look at your goal, and when you look at it, do you believe in your heart that you can achieve the goal that you have written down? It is possible. I know it is possible, but is it probable? Is it believable to you in the time frame that you anticipate that you want to achieve the goal? So take a moment, think about it. If it's not, then you can always change it. And when you're ready to proceed, press play again, and we shall continue. The fourth aspect of a properly set goal has to do with putting a timeline to your goal. As I said earlier, a goal without a date is not really a goal. Now, what I have found is that a lot of people don't like to put dates to their goals because they are afraid that they may not achieve their goals by that particular date. Now, I could understand that, but let me share a little secret with you. Most people don't hit their goals by the date that they have. In fact, a lot of people hit it before and go ahead and set new goals, or some people hit it sometime after. But it's really very important to put a date to it, because without a date, you're not going to feel compelled. You're not going to really move into action if there's a date. You don't feel like you're behind. You won't have a schedule to work on unless you have a date to your goal. So put a date by which you want to achieve your goal. Okay, great going. Now you would have, if you did the exercises that I'm asking you to do, you are well on your way to having a properly set goal. Now, number 5. You want to make sure that you write down your goal, or alternatively, you can draw it, or alternatively, you can get a picture which depicts your goals. I want you to understand that everything that you see around you in life are typically created in 3 stages. The first stage is the conception stage, thinking about your goal. So I want you to think, for example, of building a house. So you would have conceptualized what type of house you want, the look and feel, design, general design in your mind. The next thing that you will do is that you will create some drawings, some specificity, what it's going to look like. You would write it down. And then the third thing is that you would go into action in building the house. So that second bit of drawing, of designing, is really very important. It is the first step in making an idea physical or real, writing it down, drawing out your blueprint of what it is. So I really want to encourage you to write down your goals. If you have a goal card, an index card, you could write your goals down there. So you want to gather that, or you can go and find pictures that represent your goals. Good thing about pictures is that they evoke strong emotions. They are very, very specific. And additionally, the mind thinks in terms of pictures. So pictures are very powerful, and even more powerful could be videos, because life is not static as in pictures, it's dynamic. And so videos could also be very important. Videos of your goals, it could be videos of images that you create in a dynamic fashion. So you would want to ensure that you have either your goal written down, and better yet in the form of drawings or pictures or even videos. You may not be able to do that during this program, but make sure that when you're finished with your goal, that you go and create your goal card or your images or your vision board, as it's known, for your goals. Great, we are halfway through, and we're now into number 6. And when you write your goals down, it's very important to write the goal in present tense. Write it as it's already been achieved. So you may have heard of this successful principle of beginning with the end in mind. And when you write your goal, you have to begin. Remember, goal setting is the beginning of the process, and you're writing it with the end in mind. And hopefully the end that you want to have achieved is really success with your goals. So begin with the end in mind really translates to writing your goal in the present tense. So you want to use words like I am, or I have, versus I will, or I intend to. Okay, so that's really very important. It is critical, as a matter of fact, to write your goal in the present tense. The more you would look at your goals, you will feel a sense of achievement even before you would have achieved your goal. So very important, write your goal in present tense. So right after this, we're going to make it very practical and apply the first 6 criterion that we learned and start to crystallize your goal. So I hope you have done all the exercises before so that you're now prepared to put on paper and start crystallizing your goals and applying the 6 principles that we shared with before. So I've shared with you 6 aspects, 6 principles of properly set goals. So let's now start to formulate your goal and look at the structure of writing your goal. So the first thing that you want to start off with is the date. But because you're writing it in present tense, so I want to suggest that you write your goal in this particular way. So you want to start off with on, O-N, on, date, whatever date you have put down in the earlier parts of it, the date that you have for achieving your goal. So you want to put that down on date. And let's just say, for example, that you want to lose weight, for example. Your goal should be written in the affirmative. So what is the specific weight that you want to achieve? What is the specific amount of money that you might want to earn by a particular time? What specific goal in your business that you want to achieve? So this is how it might sound in the particular structure I am sharing with you in terms of being having a date, being in the present tense, writing in the affirmative. So for example, someone who wants to lose weight or achieve a particular target weight, the goal might sound like this. On December 31st, 2017, I am, which is the positive present tense, weighing 150 pounds. I am an 18 BMI and my waistline is 27 inches. Okay, so that's 3 of the elements. There's a date, it's written in the positive, it's written in the presence, it's I am, not I wish to weigh 150 pounds, I am weighing 150 pounds, not I wish to or I intend to, I am, which is positive. The 7th aspect of a properly set goals have to do with emotions. Now, think about a goal that you have there. Ask yourself, why do you want to achieve that goal? And whatever answer you come up with, you ask again, why is that important? What would that do for you? And you want to ask yourself a couple more times that same question to whatever the answer that you came up with. And I want to promise you that you will come up with a feeling and emotion. So you just don't want to, earn a certain amount of money by a particular time. You want to use the money to do something, and when you use the money to do something, it will give you a certain sense of satisfaction, accomplishment, fulfillment, even happiness. So really the end that you're looking for is the emotion. And that's what we all strive for in life. So we need to incorporate the emotion that we wish to feel in the goal process. So let's now extend the goal. Again, let's take the example with losing weight. So the structure again is on the date that you want to achieve the goal and the specifics of the goal. So on December 31st, 2017, I am at my ideal weight of 150 pounds. I am an 18 BMI and my waistline is 27 inches. I feel lighter, I feel more energetic, my self-confidence has risen. I like what I see in front of the mirror and I feel good about myself. Okay, so that's one example of really what is going to happen. Think about it this way: what is going to happen when I achieve my goal? What do I want to feel? And specifically, it's like a movie. That's why I said before the videos are good. What are we going to see? What is the emotion that you're going to have? So the same thing with money. You know, I was able to earn $100,000, or I am earning $100,000 per month by December 31st, 2017. I feel less stressed because I'm able to take care of my family's needs, my needs, and I'm less worried about money. So maybe that's your goal. Again, it's an emotion that you're trying to achieve, a fulfillment, a satisfaction, a sense of comfort. All of the things that you want in your life tend towards the achievement of an emotion. So I want you now to press pause here and take your goal that you have in front of you and write out the emotions that you want to feel upon achieving your goal. Okay, great stuff. I hope by now, with the exercises that you have there, if you applied it properly, you will have now a properly set goal in front of you. And if you need support and you want me to look at the goals that you have written down, you know, you can send me an email to iam@shaneram.com. That's iam@shaneram.com, and I'll be happy to review your goal and give you some feedback. So just to recap, and utilizing the weight loss goal, for example, is on December 31st, I am weighing 150 pounds. I am at 18 BMI and my waistline is 27 inches. I feel more energetic. I'm feeling better about myself. I like what I see when I look in the mirror. Now, as I said, you could apply this to any area of your life. It could be launching a new business. What is the business going to look like? Describe the launch. When you launch your business, you might have a launch party. Who's going to be there? What's the scene going to look like? Again, it could be launching a new product. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What do you feel like when you see the finished product in front of you? What do you feel like when you see people consuming your product? What is the emotion? Because at the end of the day, again, just using that example, the reason why you develop a product is to hopefully that the customer will enjoy it. So and you feel a certain sense of accomplishment, a certain level of satisfaction. Yes, I did this. I created something that, you know, someone could better someone's life. That's really what we live for. So that's the emotion. And that's really the crystallization of your goal. And as I said, I'll be happy to look at what you would have done. Send an email to iam@shaneram.com. Now we have 3 more, that's just 7. We have 3 more important criteria to complete for a properly set goal. Now, the 8th aspect of a properly set goal that we want to look at, very, very important, is the idea of the challenges that you're going to face when you set about achieving your goal. Inevitably, you will face challenges, and they're good. They have 2 important purposes. The first purpose of challenge is to test if you really, really, really want that goal that you have just written down, or is it just a wish, or you really don't care too much about it? Because if you don't, at the first or the second challenge, you're going to stop. And that really is an indication of how badly do you want this goal. So that's one of the main purposes of challenges. They're really there to test if you really want what you say that you want. And that goes back to criteria number 1, ensuring that it's your goal, something that you are passionate about, something that you are serious about. And that's the reason for the challenges. The second reason for challenges is to, again, ensure that you learn what you needed to learn in order to achieve your goal. It's very important. If you want to move the needle in your life, if you want to take the next step in your life, you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to do things differently. And in order to be able to do that, you're going to have to get more information. You're going to have to learn new skills. So simply, the challenges there are really saying to you, do you have the skills? Have you learned enough to be able to achieve the goal that you set out in front of you? So don't be scared of challenges. I welcome challenges now that I know why they exist. And it simply is a mirror to the level of desire that I have for my goal, and to the level of learning that I need to achieve or have achieved in the movement towards my goals. So what I want you to think about now is to what are the challenges that you foresee as you attempt to achieve this goal? So right now you are setting the goals down, but what do you anticipate that you might face on your way to achieving your goals? It's very, very important. If you are able to know what they are upfront, you will be able to implement those in your plans. Again, this is just the goal setting. The next phase has to do with your plans to achieve your goals, but it's important right now in setting up your goal to anticipate the challenges that you might face. So spend a couple minutes now and list the possible challenges that you will face on the achievement of your goal, and see you after. Awesome work there on listing the challenges that you anticipate as you move towards the goal that you have written down today. So great work. We just have 2 more to complete to really ensure that you have a properly set goal so that you could set yourself up for success to achieve the goal that you have written down there. And of course, many other goals that you would have for the rest of your life. Remember what I'm sharing with you, you could apply this for the rest of your life with respect to any goal in any area of your life. So number 9 has to do with celebration. It's so important to celebrate the small wins that you make on your progress to achieving your goal, and very, very important to think about how you're going to celebrate when you achieve your goal. It's very, very important, and this is an aspect that a lot of people don't pay a lot of attention to when they're doing goal setting and goal achievement. Celebration. There is also a neurological impact to celebration because the brain loves positive stuff, and the more you hit your goals and you celebrate, it does not have to be anything lavish. The more you celebrate, the more the brain gets accustomed to celebrating, and the more it will set you up for success. It's going to look for opportunities to celebrate, which is going to help you achieve your success a whole lot faster. So I want you to think now for a moment. You can press pause on the module and think for a couple minutes and how are you going to celebrate? What are you going to do when you achieve your goal? It could be going to a great dinner, it could be taking a trip. Whatever it is that you do that is going to be fun for you, that your brain is going to like, that you celebrate. So when you're finished with this, then you could press play again to continue the module. We are almost there. Number 10. Number 10 has to do with the sacrifices or the price that you are willing to pay to achieve your goal. Again, it's very, very important to set that up before you start working towards the achievement of your goal. Remember, we're still at the goal setting stage, and it's important to understand what are the sacrifices that you will have to make. Typically, the sacrifices might come in the way of money. What are the financial sacrifices that you're going to have to make towards the achievement of your goal? Because if it's a business goal, you might need to invest, whether it's in the business, in new product, even investing in your learning, even investing in certain particular programs to be able to give you the knowledge and skills to be able to achieve your goal. Those things cost money. So you might have, your financial sacrifices. You may not be able to do or buy some things for a period of time until you achieve your goal. Another big area of sacrifice has to do with time. You're going to have to spend the time. If it's a worthy goal, if it's worthwhile pursuing your goal, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. And one of them is time. What is the time that you're willing to devote towards your goal achievement? And therefore you might have to give up some things. You might have to give up some time with your family. You might have to give up some time with some friends. You might have to give up some time with your favorite sport, maybe. Maybe looking at television, you might have to give up some of that. But it's important to lay that down at the start before you work towards achieving your goals, because as you go along achieving your goals, you're going to have you're going to face decision points all along the way. And these that we are setting up you here with, what are the sacrifices, what's the price that you're willing to pay, is going to set you up and make your decisions easier when you reach that point. So should you go and look at that television program, or should you work on your goal? Well, that decision is going to be easier if you would have decided before what were the sacrifices that you are going to make, and then hold yourself accountable, or have a coach or a mentor to help you to hold you accountable to the sacrifices, the price that you agree that you're willing to pay, the things that you're willing to give up for a little while you achieve your goal is very, very important. So I want you to think for a few minutes about the sacrifices, the price that you're willing to pay. Again, typically they tend to be around money, they tend to be around time, they tend to be around activities that you might engage with. It might be food that you love because you have a goal towards improving your health and wellness. So spend a few minutes thinking about the sacrifices, list down the sacrifices, the price that you're willing to pay for the achievement of your goals. You're always going to have to pay a price, and the better price tends to be the sacrifices versus paying the price of regret, of not achieving certain things in your life. So when you're done with that, we'll come back and wrap up and review this module on scientific goal achievement, how to set and achieve any goal in your life. So there you have it, 10 critical elements of a properly set goal. And just to review as we bring to a close this program, first of all, you want to ensure that it's your goal. It's something that you are passionate about, something that is going to be meaningful for you, something that is aligned to your purpose in life, something that is aligned to your vision in life. Second element has to do with the specificity, being exact about your goal. When you look at your goal, if a perfect stranger were to look at your goal and look at your achievement, will they be able to say to you, yes, you achieved your goal, you achieved these exact things that you set out to achieve. So number 2, ensure that it's specific and exact. Number 3, ensure that the goal that you've written down there is something that is probable for you, something that you could believe in, because if you don't believe in your goal that you're going to achieve it, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to actually do the actions to achieve your goal. Number 4, you want to ensure that you have a date by which you want to achieve your goal. Very, very important. That is going to stimulate you into action. It's going to have a mental date attached to it as well as a physical date, but it's going to be at the top of your mind all the time. It's going to help you to make decisions about the sacrifices that you listed as well, in terms of the price that you're going to have to pay. Number 5, ensure that your goal is written down, or you have it drawn out in terms of a picture or even a video, better yet, because life happens in video, in real time. So and again, the mind thinks in terms of pictures. So important thing that it's written down, it's physically written down somewhere, or it's drawn out somewhere that you could look at it. Remember that life is created on 3 levels. The thought level, so you'd have conceived it, and then you would to draw a blueprint. What does it look like? and then you go out to achieve it. So this, writing down your goals or drawing it out, is going to ensure that this is the first step towards the physical manifestation of that idea that you have. Number 6 is that the goal is written in present tense, as it has already been achieved. Number 7, remember we said that everything that we do in life is really geared towards giving us an emotion, a feeling. It could be happiness, fulfillment, satisfaction, purposefulness, whatever it is. What is the emotion that you're trying to achieve? What is the end that you're trying to achieve? When you achieve your goal, how are you going to feel? So that's number 7. Number 8 is anticipating and listing the challenges that you're going to face on your journey towards achieving your goals. It's very important to set that up first, to anticipate what might be the challenges, so it does not come as a surprise on your way to achieving your goal, and you would have been prepared to deal with those challenges way beforehand when we take the next step, which is developing the plans to achieve the goal that you just set today. Number 9 is celebration. How are you going to celebrate? What are you going to do when you celebrate your big goal? And also remember, the brain loves celebration. So it's important to decide how you're going to celebrate and list those things down when you would have achieved your goals or achieve certain milestones on the way to achieving your goals. And of course, number 10 has to do with the sacrifices, the price that you're willing to pay to achieve your goals. These typically, again, tend to be around financial sacrifices, time sacrifices, hobby sacrifices, maybe certain food. There you have it, 10 critical elements of a properly set goal. I want to wish you all the best in life and all the goals that you will ever work towards, so that you are happy and fulfilled. And if you ever need any help in achieving your goals and objectives, please email at iam@shaneram.com or visit www.shaneram.com. And if you're in there, I strongly urge you to visit me in Bangalore and 10 other great speakers at 10x Your Wealth and Business. Seats are going quickly, so please register now at www.10xwealthandbiz.com. That's www.10xwealthandbiz.com. It's going to be an amazing event. Seats are going quickly, so make sure and get registered, and I'll be there to share with you even more information that is going to take you, your wealth, and your business to the next level.